Here's everything you need to know about Ms. Marvel's new powers. This June, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is getting embiggened with a brand new series, Ms. Marvel. Starring Iman Vellani as Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel looks a lot brighter and bubblier than the next two MCU entries, Moon Knight and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And if you're a die-hard comic book fan, well, you might have noticed Ms. Marvel's powers look a little bit different as well. Released last week, the first trailer for Ms. Marvel showed off Kamala Khan's newly minted superpowers in action. While they look significantly different and far less stretchy than the original comics, they might have a surprising connection to both a major Marvel artifact and potentially other upcoming films like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Now, if you want all the Easter eggs and details that you might have missed in the Ms. Marvel trailer, Kyle Anderson has you covered in our recent breakdown video. Today, though, we're going to delve deeper into Ms. Marvel's new powers and talk about what they mean for the MCU and specifically how they could connect to Ant-Man 3 in particular. And while this isn't technically a spoiler, if you want to go into Ms. Marvel knowing nothing at all, well, now's your chance to leave.
Hey, already? Really? Come on.
Alright, let's get into it, shall we? The Ms. Marvel trailer does a phenomenal job of showing how they're going to bring the comic book to life, with scenes, characters, and lines of dialogue taken straight from the original pages. However, as many have noticed, the biggest difference thus far seems to be how Kamala's powers are manifesting. For those who don't know, Ms. Marvel is the superheroic alter ego of Kamala Khan. Created by G. Willow Wilson, Jamie McKelvey, Adrian Alfona, Sana Amanat, and Stephen Wacker, Kamala first appeared as an unnamed character in 2013's Captain Marvel number 14, before making her debut as Ms. Marvel in 2014's All New Marvel Now .1. All New Marvel Now .1, number 1 point now. It's just a... Why would you call a comic book this? I'm furious. Anyway. A young Pakistani-American girl from Jersey City, Kamala is obsessed with the Avengers and in particular her hero Captain Marvel. In the comics, she developed superpowers after her hometown of Jersey City was engulfed by a cloud of Terrigen mist. This mutagenic vapor comes from the Terrigen crystals, which is able to alter the DNA of Inhumans and give them superhuman powers. When someone with latent Inhuman genes like Kamala Khan is exposed to Terrigen mists, a process called Terrigenesis occurs and they develop superhuman abilities. When Kamala emerged from the Terrigen mist, she developed something called morphogenetic abilities. The complicated explanation is that she shares mass across the time-space continuum with future versions of herself. Whenever she uses her powers, Kamala is essentially time traveling, and that should immediately raise eyebrows in a post-Endgame and post-Loki world. Now, with that said, the simple explanation, Ms. Marvel is stretchy as hell. She can elongate her body, she can alter her molecular structure to grow to massive heights or shrink to minuscule proportions, and she can even shapeshift as well. Basically, on paper, she kind of sounds like a mixture of Reed Richards, Ant-Man, and Mystique, and that might be part of what motivated the change to her powers to what we see in the trailer. While we see the same signature bioluminescent glow when Kamala uses her morphogenic powers, in the trailer, whenever she uses her abilities, she does so using a pair of mysterious bracelets. Now, many have speculated thus far that these could be something called the quantum bands. First appearing in 1975's Fantastic Four 164, the quantum bands are incredibly powerful devices that the cosmic entity Eon gives to beings that it selects to be the protector of the universe. These awesome accessories draw their power from the quantum zone, better known in the MCU as the quantum realm. It's a source of limitless potential energy. Now, typically, the quantum bands enable those who wield them to control energy in the electromagnetic spectrum and form energy constructs. So rather than physically embiggen her hand like in the comics, here we see Kamala use them in a manner similar to Green Lantern or Quasar to create energy constructs instead. The quantum bands also let the user propel themselves through the air and even bend light around themselves too, both of which we see Kamala do in the trailer. The quantum band theory holds water for several different reasons. First of all, when Kamala puts on the bracelets, we see a purplish blue light effect, and that bears a striking visual similarity to depictions of the quantum realm that we've seen previously in the MCU. Also in the comics, one of the other chosen protectors of the universe was Mar-Vell, the first Captain Marvel, and that makes a nice legacy through line all the way here to Ms. Marvel. Lastly, when Kamala is asked what her new powers feel like, she replies, cosmic. It's not just a random word. Marvel is deliberately trying to establish that Kamala's powers are connected to the Marvel cosmic universe rather than the earthbound Terrigen mists of the comics. And not only are her idol Carol Danvers' powers derived from a cosmic source, but the quantum bands come from a powerful cosmic being as well. While I doubt we're going to see Eon and Ms. Marvel, it does open up the potential to encounter such a being in Kamala's big screen debut in the Marvels too. So why do away with the Inhumans connection, you might be wondering? Well, I don't know if you watched the ill-fated Inhumans ABC miniseries, but Marvel is doing their best to prune that particular timeline from existence, period. The rest of the stuff, put it on Disney+, Inhumans? What Inhumans? And although it's rumored that Anson Mount or another actor will appear as Black Bolt in the Illuminati and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the MCU is currently much more focused on building up their cosmic universe and characters like Ms. Marvel before they bring the Inhumans back into the fold. Connecting Kamala's abilities to something from another part of the universe makes a lot more sense narratively for the MCU and gives her an instant bonding point with Carol Danvers too. And if she is in fact using the quantum bands as the source of her powers, that means that Kamala also has a powerful connection to Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania as well. As we mentioned, the quantum bands draw their powers from the quantum realm, which we've seen previously in the first 2 Ant-Man films. It's also home to Chronopolis, a mysterious city that we briefly glimpsed in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And more importantly, Chronopolis is the home base of Kang the Conqueror. I mean, come on, you guys know Kang. He's the guy who remains after He Who Remains turned into Remains on Loki.
Reincarnation, baby.
Now, one of the other abilities of the quantum bands is that they can create portals that let the user and others travel great distances across space. But most importantly, that includes being able to make portals into the quantum realm itself. Previously, accessing the quantum realm is something that needed the assistance of multiple genius-level scientists, a sweet-ass van, and even sometimes a rat.
Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. How's everybody doing tonight in the quantum realm?
Scott, we read you.
With Kang the Conqueror poised to potentially be the next big bad of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the fabric of the multiverse weaker than ever, having an ally that can help you travel to the subatomic realm outside of space and time where said big bad dwells, well, that could be awfully valuable. And considering that we see Kamala doodling Ant-Man in the beginning of the Ms. Marvel trailer, it's only a matter of time until she meets another one of her idols in the flesh as well. Of course, this might be a bit of a quantum leap that we're making here, because Kamala needs to survive high school, dealing with her newfound abilities, and then presumably going on an interstellar adventure with Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau as well. A much simpler explanation is they just want to make Ms. Marvel's powers substantively different from a character like Reed Richards, who is coming to the MCU in the eventual Fantastic Four movie. That and Kamala's original abilities might look weird when translated to live action. Speaking with Polygon in 2019, Ms. Marvel creator G. Willow Wilson said, "I think there are some characters who are very much set up for the big screen. They're very naturally sort of cinematic. But with Ms. Marvel, we really weren't interested in creating something that had very obvious film potential. I was really leaning, and I know Adrian Alfona and Takeshi Miyazawa and all the artists as well were really leaning into the comic bookness of this character. She's got very comic booky powers. God bless them trying to bring that into live action. I don't know how that's going to work out in a way that doesn't look really creepy." Well, if you ask me, it looks pretty good so far. But with that said, I am keeping my fingers crossed because when it comes to any upcoming MCU entry, I've got 2 words for you. Kang Watch. Or 1 word if you're nasty. Kang Watch. Anyway, folks, there you have it. That is everything you need to know about how Ms. Marvel's powers have changed, how they could connect to Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And we'll have you covered with plenty of other deep dives into Ms. Marvel and the rest of the MCU on Nerdist.com in the meantime, until Ms. Marvel debuts on Disney Plus on June 8th. For now, though, tell us, what did you think of the Ms. Marvel trailer? Do you think she's actually wearing the quantum bands? And do you think she'll prove useful in the battle against Kang?
That's the gambit.
Let us know in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, stay tuned to Nerdist.com.